think you know who the king of this land is? Forget everything you've seen in textbooks. At Kruger, the line between hunter and prey can flip in a heartbeat. This is where primal power reigns supreme. As the sun dips lower toward the horizon, Kruger National Park enters a critical phase of physical transition. Light travels through a thicker layer of the atmosphere, triggering Rayleigh scattering, which filters out short blue wavelengths and leaves only long red and orange wavelengths to coat the plains. This spectral shift is more than an aesthetic phenomenon. It is a powerful biological signal. For herbivores, the ability to perceive shapes and distances begins to degrade as color contrast becomes saturated. This is the hour of peril, where the predator's senses begin to dominate, thanks to their specialized retinal architecture designed for low light efficiency. In the shadows of the acacia thickets, the army of muscle begins to stir. Lions are specialists in energy optimization, spending up to 20 hours a day in a state of rest to conserve ATP, reserves for moments of explosive action. As the ambient temperature drops, their metabolic cycle shifts from static to dynamic. This stretch is a complex mechanical process. Muscle fibers are elongated to enhance blood circulation, preparing for sprints that demand immense thrust. Each bundle of muscle rolling beneath the hide is a testament to an anatomical structure refined over millions of years to execute breathtaking, high-impact tackles. Deep within the king's retina lies a masterpiece of evolution, the tapetum lucidum. This biological mirror situated behind the retina reflects light back through the photoreceptors, allowing the lion to maximize the utility of even the faintest photons of the twilight. As the pupils dilate to their maximum capacity, their light-gathering ability becomes 6 times greater than that of a human. In low-light environments, the world appears to the lion in high contrast, transforming hazy grass thickets into a sharp spatial map, where even the slightest movement of prey becomes as clear as broad daylight. Before launching the campaign, the pride engages in vital social rituals such as grooming and head rubbing. This behavior is not merely an expression of affection, but carries strategic biological significance: the unification of the pride's scent. Blending pheromones allows members to identify teammates in the dark, preventing accidental attacks during the chaos of a hunt. This process establishes an invisible communication network, where chemical bonding becomes the foundation for the extremely precise, tactical coordination exhibited by these master hunters. Through the golden dust of the late afternoon, the hunters have identified the weakest link. The law of nature is a process of relentless elimination for individuals lacking physical fitness. A young buffalo is exhibiting signs of injury in its hind leg joint, disrupting the movement rhythm of the entire herd. In the mathematics of survival, this is the optimal target, offering high protein yield with the lowest energy expenditure. Lions do not hunt blindly. They analyze deviations in movement to seek opportunities, turning a minor injury into a death sentence in the wild world. The hunt begins with a terrifying stillness. The lionesses branch out in a semicircular formation, pressing their bellies to the dry earth to eliminate shadows. This is a display of perfect visual camouflage. Their tawny coats blend seamlessly into the sun-scorched grass under the twilight glow. By moving against the wind, they completely neutralize the buffalo's keen sense of smell. Every movement now is a millimeter-perfect calculation, silently penetrating the death zone without causing even a single ripple across the dry blades of grass. A lion's stealth relies on sophisticated mechanical engineering. Their paw pads are composed of thick, soft layers of fatty and connective tissue, capable of completely absorbing acoustic impulses upon contact with the ground. Crucially, the suspended shoulder structure, not bony attached to the ribcage, allows them to lower their bodies maximally without shifting their center of gravity. Every muscle fiber is now taut, like a coiled steel spring, storing immense elastic energy ready to be converted into kinetic force in a single, space-piercing lunge. As the distance closes to under 15 meters, the lion's sympathetic nervous system triggers a state of peak arousal. Adrenaline floods the bloodstream, dilating the bronchi to maximize oxygen delivery to the muscles. At this moment, tunnel vision sets in. The lion's brain filters out all peripheral noise and imagery, focusing exclusively on the target and the shortest attack trajectory. The leaking saliva is a biological reflex, as digestive enzymes are stimulated by the proximity of the protein source. This is the moment when nature's most perfect biological machine prepares to unleash its full destructive power. A short guttural roar erupts like a tactical command. This is an extremely effective psychological weapon, causing a momentary paralysis of the prey's nervous system. The spreading panic shatters the buffalo herd's defensive formation. In the chaos, the injured calf makes a fatal mistake. It detaches from the herd's protection and runs directly toward the thicket where the hunters are lying in wait. Isolation is the final step in the lion's strategy. Without the protective horns of its kin, the prey is now merely a mass of flesh exposed to the face of death. The lightning-fast lunge occurs with absolute precision. The first lioness utilizes the immense thrust from her hind legs to leap onto the prey's back. Claws up to 10 centimeters long, sharp as razors, dig deep into the buffalo's thick hide, forming solid anchor points to pull down a creature twice her body weight. The collision between the two muscular masses generates a powerful physical shock, kicking up clouds of red sunset dust. This is a confrontation between maximum kinetic energy and intense survival instinct, where every millimeter of claw embedded in flesh is a step closer to the final blow. The battle does not end in an instant. Driven by an unyielding survival instinct, the buffalo lunges into sharp thorn bushes in an attempt to dislodge the enemy from its back. This is a prolonged contest of physical endurance, exhausting the strength of both sides. Despite being scratched by thorns, the lioness clings on tenaciously, seeking an opportunity to deliver a suffocating bite to the throat. Nature's brutality is most evident in the hunter's cold persistence and the prey's tragic struggle. In the midst of dust and blood, the line between life and death is separated by only a single breath. As the young buffalo's life is measured in mere seconds, a sudden seismic phenomenon shakes the earth. From the horizon, a massive pillar of red dust rises, signaling the return of an unstoppable force. The buffalo herd has decided to turn back for a historic rescue. The thunderous stampede of thousands of animals transforms the lion's triumph into a new form of dread. The lead lioness is executing the throat-locking bite, the ultimate weapon of the big cats to end life. Her steel-like jaws are locked onto the prey's neck, creating immense pressure to completely sever the flow of oxygen to the lungs. The muscle fibers in the lioness's face and neck bulge with intensity, showing a chilling focus and relentless persistence. The young buffalo continues to toss its head in a futile struggle, but its movements weaken as the shadow of suffocation begins to take hold. In this moment, nature offers no room for mercy, only the ruthless operation of the laws of survival. The buffalo herd begins to shift like a colossal war machine. Without a moment's hesitation, thousands of individuals turn in unison, creating a black vortex churning across the Kruger savanna. The momentum of a collective stampede generates seismic tremors that predators can feel clearly through the ground. Thousands of tons of muscle and sharp horns are charging with unstoppable force. The twilight light piercing through the thick clouds of dust creates a majestic and tragic scene where the power of the multitude is preparing to challenge every law of big cat dominance. The pride's focus is completely shattered by the vibrations from the ground. Through the red dust of late afternoon, they realize a terrifying reversal of fortune. The hunters are now at risk of being crushed under tens of thousands of hooves. The lioness's gaze shifts from triumph to tense calculation. Adrenaline surges, causing her shoulder muscles to tremble before a wall of horns charging at a terrifying speed. In nature's hierarchy, this is a rare moment where the king of the grasslands feels small and vulnerable before an unstoppable collective fury. The vanguard bulls approach the target with the power of muscle masses weighing nearly a ton. Without a shred of mercy, they lower their heads, turning their massive horns into lethal biological spears. The first impact releases a massive surge of energy, forcing the lions to release their prey to avoid having their ribs crushed. This is an organized counterattack, where the strongest individuals act as biological armored vehicles, ready to sacrifice themselves to save the weakest member of the herd. All rules of big cat dominance are shattered before the power of kinship. The climax of the revenge unfolds when a bull delivers a decisive toss. Utilizing explosive power from its neck and shoulder muscles, it flings a lioness into the air like a harmless toy. This image represents the complete collapse of the invincible predator icon. The king of the savanna is now the victim of a perfect physical strike, spinning in the air before the eyes of the entire herd. In that moment, nature rewrote the definition of power. It is not always the hunter who holds the right to life and death, but collective unity that is the ultimate authority. Realizing they cannot withstand the force of thousands of tons of flesh and horns, the pride is forced to retreat in total chaos. The proud hunters are now concerned only with escaping to save their lives. They flee into the dense thorn thickets, where feline agility is the only ticket to escaping the pursuit of the giants. The battle ends as swiftly as it began, leaving behind a scene filled with trampled tracks and the scent of churned earth. This is a costly lesson in the limits of individual power against the unbreakable bond of the herd. in the heart of Kruger, a miracle of survival has occurred. The young buffalo, seemingly on the brink of death under the lion's jaws, stumbles to its feet from the black mud. Though bearing deep wounds from claws, a fierce vitality still flows strongly through its veins. The herd gathers around, forming a solid wall of flesh to protect the member who has just returned from the abyss. These social interactions confirm that in this harsh world, herd bonding is not just a tactic, but the most powerful weapon to face death and ensure the continuation of the species. As the dust gradually settles and the twilight fades completely, the buffalo herd continues its stoic yet proud journey. They walk like warriors newly returned from a great battle, bearing the scars of survival on their hides. The sun sets fully, making way for the first stars to begin shimmering in the Kruger sky. A brutal chapter has closed, yet the pulse of wildlife never ceases. Kruger returns to the stillness of night, where new stories of courage are silently being written beneath the starlight. The dawn at Kruger does not merely mark the beginning of a new day. It triggers a complex sequence of biological behaviors in aquatic bird species. As the air temperature rises, the mist over the lake gradually dissipates, revealing the presence of tens of thousands of migratory individuals. This is when thermal currents begin to form, providing the necessary lift for massive wings to prepare for a productive day of foraging across the nutrient-rich river basins. The great white pelican is the most prominent guest here. With a wingspan that can reach 3 meters, they execute precise landings on the lake surface like heavy seaplanes. This dense concentration is not accidental. They utilize the safety of the flock to counter threats from crocodiles lurking beneath the surface. Every movement of the flock follows a collective rhythm, creating a calculated chaos at the heart of the wetland ecosystem. The intelligence of pelicans is most evident in their collective hunting tactics. Instead of hunting alone, they form a U-shape, swimming together toward shallow waters. By simultaneously beating their wings against the water's surface, they create a wall of sound and vibration, driving schools of fish into a corner. This is pure mechanics. As the circle closes, the prey density increases, maximizing the success rate for every member of the flock with minimal energy expenditure. The gular pouch of the pelican is a masterpiece of evolution. When the beak opens underwater, this skin pouch expands to hold over 10 liters of water, along with the prey. Immediately after, the pelican closes its beak and tilts its head to allow the water to drain out through small gaps at the edges, retaining only the food. This filtration process takes seconds and requires sophisticated muscular control to avoid losing prey or swallowing too much turbid water. Sharing the space with the pelicans are various species of migratory storks. Unlike the active and noisy hunting style of the pelicans, white storks and spoonbills choose a quieter approach. They possess long, slender legs, allowing them to move through mud flats without causing excessive disturbance. The spoonbill uses its specialized beak to sweep through the water in an arc, detecting the slightest vibrations from shrimp and crustaceans, a hunting method based on highly sensitive tactile sensations. The arrival of an African elephant herd completely changes the dynamics of the marsh. With an average weight of 5 to 6 tons, each elephant step creates deep pits in the mud. This action, unintentionally, becomes an effective hunting aid for storks. As the mud is churned up, small fish, insects, and hidden amphibians are forced to emerge. Intelligent white storks have learned to shadow the elephant's heels, waiting for the moments when prey is disturbed to strike with precision. In the natural world, opportunity is always accompanied by fierce competition. The best spots behind the elephant plows are not available to everyone. Individual storks frequently engage in minor conflicts to defend their foraging space. They use their long beaks as weapons to intimidate rivals. This interaction reveals a multi-layered network of relationships. The elephants are oblivious to the bird's presence, yet the birds depend intimately on every step of the giant to sustain their energy supply. Following hours of high-intensity hunting, the flock begins the body maintenance phase. Preening is not only to remove parasites, but also to apply a special oil from the uropygial gland to the feathers, helping them remain waterproof and maintain an aerodynamic structure for future flights. Under the intensifying midday sun, stillness gradually envelops the lake. The once noisy guests now fall silent, utilizing the heat to digest their food and recover their strength, preparing for the other shifts in the ecosystem. As the sun approaches its zenith, the lake is no longer an ideal place to stay. The winged guests begin to depart, giving way to the stifling silence of noon. However, this stillness is merely an external facade. Deep within the dense thickets surrounding the lake, another world is beginning to stir. In places where light struggles to penetrate, silent footsteps and lurking eyes are preparing for a new game, where flamboyance has no place and camouflage is the key to survival. Leaving the vast open spaces of the lake, the Kruger ecosystem leads into the green maze. Here, visibility is limited, forcing creatures to adapt survival strategies. The interplay of light and shadow creates perfect optical camouflage, where the line between life and death is often just a step away. This is a realm of silence, where the slightest sound carries life or death significance. Emerging from the foliage, a male nyala appears. Known as the ghost of the thicket, it possesses dark brown fur, slender white stripes, a white fringe along its spine, and high twisted horns. This body structure is the result of millions of years of evolution, allowing it to move fluidly through dense vegetation while maintaining dominance. Unlike males, female nyalas have reddish-brown coats that blend into dry leaf litter. Their large, flexible ears rotate independently to pick up faint sounds from all directions. In the thicket, where scent and vision are hindered, hearing becomes the vital biological radar for early detection of lurking predators. Silence is broken as another male nyala enters. The right to reproduce is a privilege defended with strength. The two rivals do not immediately charge with their horns. Instead, they begin a complex ritual of mechanical interaction. This is a test of mental and physical condition to subdue the opponent without bloodshed. This is the dance of the ghosts, the lateral display ritual. The males raise their white fringe to visually exaggerate their size. They move parallel, high-stepping to assess the opponent's strength. Avoiding direct confrontation is a smart strategy to conserve energy unless visual signals fail to determine a winner. The air becomes oppressive. Their focus on the opponent is so intense, they forget the world. This is the fatal flaw. When senses are fixed on internal conflict, the ability to recognize external threats is minimized, creating the perfect opportunity for a stealthy predator. Not far away, golden eyes watch. The leopard, master of camouflage, moves through dry leaves without vibration due to soft paw pads. It calculates every millimeter, taking advantage of the antelope's distraction. In the thicket, one's mistake is another's feast. A shift in the wind or a gaze awakens the Nyala's instinct. The battle is suspended. The antelope freezes in alert. This is a psychological standoff. If the leopard lunges, it bets on speed. If the antelope detects it, it escapes. The ecosystem's balance is maintained on such fragile lines. The chase disappears, leaving haunting silence. As trees recede, another stage emerges under the midday sun. Power no longer lies in stealth, but in resilience. An empire of muscle is moving across sun-drenched plains, ready to face the challenges of survival. In Kruger, as the sun reaches its zenith, the ground begins to release its accumulated thermal energy, creating a heat haze that distorts every line on the horizon. This is the hour when most creatures seek refuge in the shadows to minimize dehydration. However, amidst the shimmering atmosphere of hot air, a massive pillar of dust appears, signaling the movement of a colossal biological force. Thousands of tons of muscle are advancing, defying the scorching sun, creating a magnificent spectacle of raw power and unyielding resilience against the harsh elements of nature. The Cape buffalo never travels in isolation. They dominate the grasslands through their immense herd size. From an aerial perspective, thousands of jet-black individuals move like a slow stream of lava flowing across the parched golden plains. This herd structure is a complex social mechanism where individual safety is guaranteed by collective numbers. Every hoofbeat compresses the parched earth, creating distinct vibrations that predators can sense from afar, a testament to the absolute power of an herbivorous empire that holds complete dominion over the vast expanse of the Kruger. A mature bull is the ultimate symbol of stoicism and danger. Its most distinctive identification mark is the massive horns fused at the base, forming a solid bony shield known as the boss. This shield is capable of withstanding direct frontal impacts and protecting the skull from overhead attacks by lions. Their gaze always exhibits high vigilance, never betraying a hint of fear. The scars crisscrossing the face and horns are emblems of power struggles and narrow escapes from the organized hunts of the great cats, painting the portrait of a true survivor. The herd operates under an instinctive and strictly rigorous military rule. When moving through dense, tall grasslands, the strongest bulls always occupy the outer perimeter, forming a solid barricade of horns facing potential threats. At the heart of the herd, the most protected spot, are the calves and pregnant females. This social stratification ensures that the herd's future resources are always shielded by the most experienced warriors, forcing any predator to hesitate before facing such a formidable and lethal wall of horns and muscle. The buffalo's stoicism can transition into an explosive state in a split second. When they feel their safety zone is breached, they do not choose flight, but are ready to engage in active intimidation. Pawing the ground with front hooves and lowering the center of gravity are biological signals for a head-on counterattack. A nearly 1-ton mass of muscle can charge at staggering speeds, making them one of the most unpredictable and dangerous creatures in Africa's Big Five, a realm where concession and surrender simply do not exist. Dealing with the scorching midday heat is a complex biological puzzle. Buffalo lack an efficient sweat mechanism, so they rely entirely on mud wallows to cool down. Submerging in thick mud helps release body heat through a prolonged evaporation process. Furthermore, once the mud dries, it forms a natural armor, protecting their sensitive skin from harsh UV rays and the relentless attacks of blood-sucking parasites. This is an essential body maintenance behavior to sustain endurance for their long-distance migrations across the unforgiving savanna landscape. Atop these massive mobile fortresses, tiny but vital partners are always present: the oxpeckers. This symbiotic relationship is a classic example of natural cooperation. The birds find an abundant food source in parasitic ticks, while the buffalo gets cleaned in hard-to-reach areas. However, the greatest value of these birds lies in their alarm system. Upon detecting signs of a lion or leopard in the tall grass, they emit a distinct call, providing the buffalo herd with an early defense layer against stealthy predators that rely on the element of surprise. The survival of the buffalo empire is intimately tied to water sources. A mature individual must ingest up to 40 liters of water daily to maintain basic metabolic functions under high thermal stress. This forces the herd to undertake continuous short migrations across scorched plains. During this journey, collective intelligence is key. The leader must accurately remember the locations of water holes from previous years. Their stoic resilience helps them endure thirst, but it also heightens the tension as their ultimate destination often lies within the sights of lurking enemies waiting by the water. At Kruger's waterholes, salvation and danger intertwine in a breathtaking manner. While drinking, buffalo are at their most vulnerable state because the bowed posture severely limits their field of vision. To counter this, they never drink all at once. The largest bulls stand guard on the outer ring, eyes constantly scanning the surrounding thickets, where the glowing golden eyes of lions might be lurking. A minor lapse in focus at this moment could trigger a catastrophic attack, turning a source of life into a deadly trap in the middle of the broad daylight. The buffalo herd's dominance under the sun gradually comes to an end. The sweltering heat has passed, but a new fear is starting to take shape within the lengthening shadows. The kings of muscular power begin moving into the tall grass to find a resting place for the night, completely unaware that the true ghosts of Kruger have begun to awaken. The power struggle is about to shift into a more brutal chapter, where collective unity will face the most professional and hungry night hunters of the wild. Kruger sinks into a new state of ecological equilibrium. The recent confrontation between the buffalo herd and the lions was but a tiny pulse within the colossal mechanical cycle of the wilderness. The survivors continue their journey, bearing scars as a testament to their adaptability and collective strength. In this land, there is no concept of permanent winners or losers, only the laws of survival that have operated continuously for millions of years. The rising moon marks the end of a day, yet simultaneously signals the beginning of new hunts as dawn approaches, maintaining the infinite biological loop of the Kruger ecosystem.